Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Hey y'all, welcome back to SunshinehazeCo. I am Aja A. As you see tarot cards on your screen, that means it is time for a tarot reading. I know it's been a little while, but I am back, and the first one out the gate is the JunePickACard spread for you guys, okay? Before I get into this reading, let me go in and drop my shameless plugs. We got a lot happening, swirling around in the cosmos right now, so I have hella videos up that I'd like you guys to watch. We are now in the retrograde cluster. We're in retrograde season, so check out the retrograde series playlist link down below. I'm also having a sale on my retrograde readings. They are going for $22. You can book that with me through my Etsy shop, which is also linked down below. We are also in eclipse season, the summer eclipse season, so I have the playlist for the eclipses and the links to that, to the most recent, which is the Sagittarius full moon and lunar eclipse, and I am also having an eclipse sale for my readings as well, and those are $25. Again, you can book that through my Etsy shop, which is linked down below. What else do I have going on? I'll have the monthly tarot forecast going up for you guys, and I think those are all the videos that I have up right now. So go on and check all the links that I have down there. Check out all of the links that I have down there, okay? I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all. Let's get into this reading for you guys. So this is the June Pick a Card spread. This is just going to be a quick general reading for the overall energy for the month for you. You can pick the pile based off of your intuition, whatever pile you're called to. You can pick based off of a number, 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. Or you can go based off of the stones that I have here. And since we are dealing with Gemini energy for most of the month of June, I have some Gemini stones here for us. The first is yellow Jasper, which I really like yellow Jasper. Second is Howlite. And the third is Citrine. So aside from picking these cards, if you want to do some work with the Gemini energy during the month of June or during the Gemini new moon, when we come to that time, these are some stones that you can work with, okay? So let's get right into it. People who picked the first pile number 1, yellow Jasper. What are the messages for you for the month of June? We've got home, and we've also got temperance. And I like these two cards coming up here. I think with all of the crazy energy that we're dealing with for the month of June, that this is a good pile to come to. This tells me that you get a little bit of a moment to really tap into the reflect energy of the reflect and correct part of the retrogrades. So with this home energy and with the temperance card here, the message that I'm getting for you guys that did come to this pile is that it's time for you to kind of reground yourself. And I also want to incorporate the stone that you have here as well. Yellow Jasper is, although it is a solar plexus stone, it is also considered a grounding stone. Jasper stones are grounding stones, and solar plexus is one of the lower chakras. So there's this energy of grounding here for you, and grounding yourself in order to make yourself feel good again. So with the home card, I get this sense that those of you that came to this pile, you're going to be going through some sort of transformation or some sort of process or going through some sort of motions during the month of June, in which you kind of return to self, in which you get back into doing what you love, in which you get back into a space that feels good to you. And with the numerology here, you've got the number 10. So this is all about new chapters, new beginnings, new cycles, amplified by 0. So what I get is that whatever spaces you're shifting and transforming and changing your energy to get into, that they're positive spaces. These are positive things that you're going to come into. You've got the temperance card here, and I want to talk a little bit about the the imagery on this card. If you look at the card, the person, I like to look at it as like a little angel, the angel of self. Okay. This is you, and you're spreading your wings, right? And you've got red wings on this card, so we're going to go with the color there, the color of the root chakra. So going back to that energy of grounding the self. So you're spreading your wings back in your foundations, and the foundations that you are in alignment with. And you've got 2 cups here, right? And you notice the person, the little figure on this card, is pouring liquid from one cup into another. So there's this message of making sure that you are pouring into yourself, making sure that you are nurturing yourself. So during the month of June, I think it's important for those of y'all that came to this pile to make sure that you are taking actions that are going to be beneficial to you. This is not to say that you have to be selfish in a negative way, but you do need to be selfish. You do need to be thinking about what's going to serve you. You do need to be thinking about what you need to do to make your life better, the conversations you need to have to make your life easier, the actions you need to take to make things flow for you. This is not to say that you're not worried about anybody else, but I get the sense that if you came to this pile and you listening to this reading right now, you are typically somebody who thinks about others before you think about yourself. These cards coming up here for the month of June, especially with us in eclipse season, it's really time for you to shift that energy and pour it back into you. Time for you to realign, time for you to return to a sense of self in the most positive and abundant way by the energy that you put into it. And you have to make sure that you are pouring within to yourself, and that you're pouring within to yourself in the most positive and successful and abundant ways. Take the month of June to really get into like affirmations, to get into self-confidence exercises, self-love exercises, meditations, gratitude meditations, and to be specific, gratitude for your own specific skill set, for your own gifts, for your own abilities, for your resources, okay? Like I said, be selfish in the sense that it is going to be beneficial to you for the month of June. So let's get to it. Those of you that came to pile number 2, the pile with the Howlite stone. Okay, let's see what messages y'all got for the month of June. Ooh, you've got transmute and you've got the 5 of Cups. Okay, so before I even get started, if you are new here and you like sparkles and glitter and unicorns and rainbows, I am not the reader for you. This is not the channel for you. I keep it very real here. Now, if you are new here and you like the real, stay. If you ain't new here, then you already know what's about to go down. Y'all have what I call an all shit card popping up for the month of June. Now, I'm going to just keep it very real with y'all. We are in retrograde season, and we do have a Mercury retrograde currently, and we're in eclipse season, and we have a full moon right before we start the month. So the energy is kind of wild. I'm not surprised to see this here. What I do get, we're going to go off of this numerology. You got some very powerful numerology for these cards here. You've got the number 5, which is all about change and transmutation and transformation and, adaptability. Or is that a word? Adaptability? Adaptation? I don't know, y'all. Adapting. I know adapting is a word. I'm a writer, but you know what? I do have those moments where, like, I feel like sometimes I just be making shit up. And I probably do, but the way that I speak, you would never know. You'd be like, oh no, that's definitely a word. Her vocabulary is very grandiose. Grandiose is a word, but I crack myself up with that sometimes. I'm like, girl, that ain't even a word. But anyways, the number 5 is all about change. Then you got the number 44. While it is not a master number, it does carry a very highly vibrational energy, with the number 4 appearing twice. Okay, and 44 breaks down into 8. So that's also a highly vibrational number as well. So the energy for y'all that came to pile number 2, what I get is for the month of June that there are probably going to be some instances in which you feel a little heavy, which you feel a little dense, which you feel a little sad, a little angry, a little depressed, a little something left, something that you don't like. Something like that might be coming up during this month. And when these energies pop up, especially when they seem like they pop up out of the blue, or when they seem like they are just kind of consuming you, it is typically because there's something that you need to work through. And once you work through it, you'll see the sunshine and the rainbow through in clear skies. But for the month of June, what I get is that y'all are gonna maybe get taken out by the retrograde and by the eclipse. By the eclipses, because we have a Gemini eclipse also. you might get taken out. And what I will say is with these cards, since you have the knowledge now, it's important for you to try and use the energy to your best ability. So with the 5 of Cups, when we deal with that energy, that's all about emotions, that's all about spirituality, that's all about our feelings, right? So what I get is that there may be some emotional cords of attachment that you guys have, and this could be family members. You might have some family shit going on that's kind of heavy that you need to work through. This could be friendships. You might be dealing with, you know, a friend that's just kind of wild and kind of causing a lot of chaos in your life, or a friend that, you know, you've been connected to for a very long time, but you're feeling like it might just be time to let that go and you feel guilty about it. This might be a romantic relationship in which you feel like you've put your heart and mind and soul into it, and something went left, or somebody cheated, or you're not feeling it no more and you feel sad about it. You feel heavy. With that energy coming up, let me tell you something. That's not an energy to keep. That's not an energy that you say, okay, let me figure out what's going on here and then I'm just going to keep it. No, you figure it out and then you work through it, you clear it out. The 5 of Cups is all about realizing that you filled these cups up as much as you can, and it is time for a new set. Listen, these cups, they're not to be recycled. You know, they were there for what they were there for. It's time for you to move on to something new. You've got the energy of transmutation for the entire month. So for those of y'all that came to this particular pile, it is important for you to be able to identify these things that you have expired, and I'm gonna put it to you like that, expired cords of attachment invested in, to look at these things that are weighing you down, to look at these things that are weighing heavy on your heart, mind, and spirit, and do the work to transmute this energy. When we clear out energy, understand that energy does not die. You don't want to clear it. You don't want to release it and just have it lingering. You want to clear it and transmute it and bring in something positive. I also want to speak to the stone that you have here as well. You've got a Howlite stone, which is a crown chakra stone. So this stone coming up with these cards is telling me, you guys, that the things that you work through during the month of June, while they may seem chaotic, while they may seem crazy, while they may seem heavy, while they may seem to throw you completely off of your game, they're being done so that you can come into a sense of completion and so that you can level up. The crown chakra completes the chakra centers within our bodies, in our physical bodies. So this is the point to where you get to ascend, but you've got to work through these energies here before you can do that. So listen, go watch them retrograde videos that I got up, because I talk about the specific energies on the retrogrades. Watch those eclipse videos. And then if you feel like you need a reading, you can book one with me. I'm going to drop a shameless plug there because some of y'all might need some readings. But definitely pay attention to the things that are popping up and actively work through them. Acknowledge them and actively work through them. Release that energy so that you can level up, okay? All right, let's get to it. For the third pile number 3, people that went for the Citrine stone. It's a pretty stone here. Let's see what messages are in store for you for the month of June. Ooh, you've got the shadow. Ooh, and you've got the 9 of Swords. Okay, so like I told the people in pile number 2, if you are new here and you like glitter and sparkles and rainbows and unicorns and sweet stuff and cupcakes, I am not the reader for you to be watching. I keep it very real. If you don't like that, go on and click out of this video. If you are new here and you like the real, go on and stay. If you ain't new here, you know what's about to go down. I'm about to kick some game to y'all. You guys have 2 intense cards. And right out the bat, what I'm gonna say is that we're in retrograde season and we're in the summer eclipse season. So those energies, you are definitely working with them, but I will also be real and say that you're gonna feel like they're taking you out as well for the month of June. And a lot of people are gonna be dealing with this, going through these, and it's not just gonna be you, but I do get the sense that you're gonna come into spaces and times where you allow these energies to consume you. Now that you have the knowledge, try not to do that, okay? Now, speaking more specifically to your messages here, there are some things that you need to work through, okay? And the things that you need to work through, what I'm getting, are not the things that you're thinking of as you're watching this video. And that sounds a little complex, and I'm going to break it down for you, and this is how. 9 of Swords. This is an air card. We are dealing with a lot of air energy for the month of June, but typically when the 9 of Swords pops up, there are these instances in which you're allowing your external influences to really put you into a really messed up headspace, to put you into a messed up internal, okay? So this 9 of Swords here tells me that those of you that came to this pile during the month of June, for whatever reason, you may feel like you're not doing enough, you're not successful enough, you don't have what you need, you haven't proven yourself, you haven't X, Y, and Z, so on and so forth, etc. And where these feelings come from are not necessarily you, but they come from external places. And this could be from people that are close to you that are typically supposed to be your support system, falling on, the heavier side of the scale, telling you, oh, you're not working hard enough. Oh, you should be doing X, Y, and Z. Oh, you're not successful here. Oh, you should have did this and that. This could also come from being in a space, a continuous space, like a workspace or like a community space in which you do something or which you always feel out of alignment, and then you start to internalize and think, well, I'm out of alignment because of X, Y, and Z that's happening here, and this is my fault. This could be by way of, the way that you communicate. This is a swords card, this is an air card, and the way that you speak coming off to people, and people believing that it's rude or that it's wrong or that you don't know what you're talking about, and telling you that in turn. And all of these things that are coming from outside of you are putting you in a position to where you just feel like, oh my gosh, this is too much. I'm overwhelmed. Okay, and I gotta work on this stuff. The message for you during this month is not to work on the stuff that people are telling you to work on. You've got to do a little bit of extra work, because here's what you got to do. You have to work on some things, but you also have to figure out exactly what it is that you have to work on top of being able to differentiate what somebody is telling you and what is actually true. I speak to this in the Pluto retrograde video, in which we feel like we don't have control over our lives. And we did not just start Pluto retrograde, but I feel like a lot of you that came to this pile, you'll be going through some sort of intense Pluto aspects in your transits during the month of June. And so you're going to be feeling like everything else has a say-so over what it is that you do, over what it is that you say, over how you are perceived. It's important for you to let me do away with that word. It's important for you to do away with that notion. It's not for you to fix how people view you. It's not for you to fix how you end up in situations. It's for you to roll with the punches. So your shadow work during the month of June, and that's why the shadow card is popping up, is for you to figure out what it is and then to start working on it. We are in retrograde energy. We're in retrograde season. Reflect and correct. You've got a few planets that you can do that with, so really tap into those energies. Again, shameless plug, tap into those energies. Watch those videos. If you need a retrograde reading, book a retrograde reading with me. I go into depth in regards to what energies these planets govern and how they affect you in your personal lives. Like I said, shameless plug, there you go, book a reading. But going back to y'all's reading, I do want to give one more message with that Nine of Swords, because the energy that comes from allowing external resources to make you feel a certain way really can put you down in the dumps, can really put you in, as my mom says, in a trick bag. I think it's important for you guys to really work on protecting yourself, okay? I want to speak to the stone that's here as well. It's no coincidence that you got Citrine. Citrine, while it not may be an extremely protective stone, it is an abundant stone, and it is a stone that is associated with the solar plexus chakra. So this is a stone of confidence and a stone for the self. It is important for you to really look at during this month what you need and what you're good at and what you need to fix, and do away with what is coming from outside of you. Really get your protective energetic barriers in place. Really set your space up and your energy up to where you're just surrounded by positivity. Do not allow this Nine of Swords, these external resources, to come in and keep you in that negative head, heart, and spirit space. Okay? And those are your readings. I hope that they found you well. Again, if you need to hear the plugs, rewind the video, but check out all them videos that I linked at that I mentioned in the beginning. And if you want to book your own personal reading with me, especially because we are in retrograde and eclipse season, you can do that with me again through my Etsy shop, which is linked down below in the description box. Thank you guys for tuning in. Happy June, happy wrapping up the spring season, and happy summer. Happy birthday to the Geminis. Happy early birthday to my Cancer babies, and I will catch y'all next time. Peace.